Bonsoir tout le monde. Bienvenue.
Four contenders on this stage vying to lead the Liberal Party of Canada and to become the next Prime Minister. And right out of the gate, a big topic was Donald Trump's tariff threats and how to grow the Canadian economy.
Mr. Trump.
Donald Trump.
None of the candidates are francophone, but the debate is entirely in French, and the Liberals rely on Quebec support to win in general elections. So language proficiency is important, but Quebecers also want to see proof the contenders understand French culture, says this pollster.
It needs to feel and sound genuine, because Francophones are very sensitive to that.
And Mark Carney's performance in particular is being watched closely. He's seen as the frontrunner, polling high in Quebec.
Tonight is about showing that he gets it. He gets French voters. He gets how to connect with them. And obviously voters, it's going to be the first time that they really have a chance to hear him live and see how he can think on his feet in French.
The former central banker has been pitching himself as an outsider, a more difficult task for former Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, who is trying to distance herself from Justin Trudeau. She pitched herself as the person who's already taken on Donald Trump.
Trump représente la plus grande menace.
And said Trump represented the biggest threat to Canada since the Second World War.
Mr. Trump, c'est un intimidateur.
Frank Baylis calling Trump a bully, adding, "We don't give an inch to bullies."
On doit renforcer notre économie.
From Karina Gould, a call to reinforce Canada's economy in the face of Trump's threats. Carney taking the same approach.
Il faut concentrer sur les choses on peut contrôler.
We can't control them, he said. We have to be a master in our own house. Affordability, healthcare, and climate change all came up in the second hour of the debate as the contenders started attacking the opposition Conservatives' positions on these issues.
So, Rafi, speaking of the Conservatives, there's a moment that already has them attacking Mark Carney.
Yeah, so keeping in mind Carney is not as comfortable in French, there was a section about the Middle East when Frank Baylis said that to resolve the Israel-Hamas conflict, everyone agrees that a two-state solution is necessary. Carney jumped in and in French said they all agree with Hamas. Chrystia Freeland corrected him, said they don't agree with Hamas. Carney then said against Hamas, against Hamas. He also clarified his comments again in English after the debate.
I said that we all were in agreement against Hamas, or at least the intention. No, just I look forward, if I'm selected as Liberal leader, I look forward to having a debate avec Yves François Blanchet et Pierre Poilievre dans la langue française.
After tonight, it's quite possible that the leaders of the Bloc Québécois and Conservatives also look forward to that debate with Mark Carney too, Adrienne.
Indeed. All right, Rafi Boudjikani in Ottawa, thank you. So let's bring in chief political correspondent Rosie Barton. So Rosie, can we talk about tone here? What's your sense of how the candidates, how they handled themselves and each other?
It was a very friendly debate, Adrienne, and I use the term debate pretty loosely here because there was a lot of violent agreement on a lot of different issues. In fact, Chrystia Freeland called it a race inside the family. And so there wasn't a lot of opportunity for people to distinguish themselves from one another. That is very difficult in a leadership race, right? You're trying to convince Liberal members to vote for you, that you would be the best to take on Pierre Poilievre and Donald Trump, and not do damage to your colleague that you may end up having to work with or for going forward. That said, I don't think that this debate changed anything fundamentally at this stage anyway. Mark Carney comes out maybe a little bit damaged, and we'll talk about that, but still the front runner. Chrystia Freeland is still trying to stay in the game, and Karina Gould and Frank Baylis did very well for what they were trying to do tonight.
So, Rosie, I mean, it's a French language debate without a francophone, and certainly that seems to have affected Mark Carney, as we saw. But overall, how did they perform in that respect?
Frank Baylis is a Montreal businessman, so he's an Anglophone, but very, very high-functioning Francophone French speaker, very conversational. Karina Gould, also very strong. Chrystia Freeland held her own, but you're right, Mark Carney, as well as that issue that Rafi highlighted, definitely the weakest in French. And the bar here is really how would he fare in a debate, as he said, against Pierre Poilievre and Yves François Blanchet. And the answer tonight is he's not ready for that yet.
Okay. All right. Rosie Barton, thank you.